Welcome back to my channel. It's your own Kosi. So hope you guys like the new look. You know, this camp life, never done it before, and the hoops thing, you know, trying to channel the old school vibes. But anyway, today I'm going to tell you guys 19 things that I think every teenager needs to know. So stay tuned. So I have a list right here, and I'm just gonna go through it. I'm gonna try and be as quick as possible. I don't really want to get too detailed, but yeah. So the first thing on my list is be a teenager. Don't rush anything. So by that I mean, like, when you're a teenager, it's that confusing time because you're fresh out of junior school, but you're also becoming an adult. If you still feel like you want to play. Don't try and move at the pace of others. It should be a personal journey because it's you in your body, and it's your mind, and it's your soul. The second thing is embrace your quirks. They are amazing, and they make you amazing. What I mean by this is a lot of people are considered weird and all of that, but in reality, when we grow up, we realize that those people are the ones who, they have the juice, you know. Like, the weird people are very comfortable in themselves. It just shows that they accept who they are. Number 3 is accept your flaws. If you accept your flaws, that way no one can use them against you. Sort of ties in with the quirks thing. If you know for a fact that you got a big nose like me, I embrace the fact that I had a big nose, and frankly, it helps me smell all those fake people. See what I mean? You just gotta know. You know something about you that you feel is a flaw. To other people, they might find it beautiful. So just embrace it and accept it, because the moment you show some sort of discomfort, or you feel like, you know, you are not as good as other people, who is to judge that you're not as good as other people, or that anyone is better than you? You must just embrace the fact that you are you, and there's nobody else like you, because you're tailor-made. There's no one else like you. Another thing is, do what you enjoy doing and don't follow the crowd. So if you enjoy reading books, or you enjoy petting cats, or something out of the ordinary, whatever it may be, just do what you enjoy. Don't go and sit and watch the game with everybody else because you're trying to fit in, or because you want to be deemed normal. Like, even if your friends, your parents, your family, anyone is telling you, oh no, maybe you should go out more and do this, if you genuinely feel that it's not for you, don't force it. Do what you enjoy doing. Ooh, this one. Be active in sports or some sort of physical ability for balance. I don't mean physical balance. I mean, in life, you need to have a balance. So if you're always reading, or you're always doing something that helps with working, you know, your brain on an academic level predominantly, that's not very good for you. You must try and get out and do something that helps you keep balance, because that way you are working at your optimum. So if you're working everything, you know, you become better, you become more open, you create a space, a social space for you to meet people you probably never would have met, and you get to be more open-minded to more things, and it prepares you for the real world, or for even university life. Focus on excelling academically, right? I'm not saying that you should try and be an A-star student or an A student. What I feel is that in high school, a lot of people try and follow their friends so they can look cool, so they're willing to get like C's, D's, E's, F's, U's, just so they can be cool. But if you know for a fact that academics are your forte, or that you are good at a specific subject, then focus on excelling in that, because you don't know where it can take you. Your friends aren't going to do much for you. Your classmates aren't going to do much for you in terms of your future, securing your future, that is. The next thing is start thinking of your future. See, so that ties in together. So I'm not saying you should have your life figured out, but at least have a 5-year plan. When you're 13, have a 5-year plan to know what you want to do when you're 18, you know, and work on achieving those goals. It doesn't mean that you have to have achieved every single thing on your list to do within those 5 years, but start thinking of your future, what it is that you want to do. Do you want to be in entertainment? Do you want to be in an academic field? Do you want to do something abstract? Do you want to be involved with animals? Whatever it is, start thinking of what you want to do in the future. Let's see. Oh yes, the next one is your appearance will develop as you do. So I feel like for a lot of people, especially people who suffer from acne, skin issues, height, anything really, don't focus on that being a negative, because you're still growing as a teenager. You're ever growing really, but especially as a teenager, you see over the years how your appearance will change. So don't dwell on it too much. The next thing is, this one's for the ladies. Don't believe boys who see only your outer beauty. So for me, I feel like this goes onto the topic of dating and, you know, adapting to this whole social scene at the same time. Boys who see only the outer part, or when you ask them why were you drawn to me, and the first thing they say, oh, you're so pretty, or you're so fine, girl. Even if you're fine, make sure that you don't take that and believe that people care about you, because that is fickle. People should be able to mention the inner part of you. The outer part is an added thing, and the exterior can change at any time. You could be hit by a bus, and because that person was drawn to you because of your looks, they'll run and they'll find somebody who's just as fine or better looking. Number 10. Bullying is not okay at all. Do not be a part of it and do not accept it. In high school, that is a time where you see a lot of bullying, a lot of suicide, a lot of anxiety and depression is peak in high school. So if you can help end bullying or put a stop to it, because you have some sort of influence over your friends who might be doing it, or you find yourself bullying other people, don't be a part of it. Stop it. You don't know what it can do to somebody's life. And in high school, we don't think so far ahead. We don't think of what it can do to somebody's life, you know, in the long run. We can create monsters, the people who end up acting out towards society when we're the ones who caused that. And if you feel that you're being bullied, don't accept it. Go and report it. And I understand that in high school it's so hard, because snitches get stitches. But you're better off telling someone about it so people are aware in the event that you do end up in some situation. It's better to have a record of what's going on. The next thing is, boys are forever. Don't be crazy over them. Now, I know this is kind of hard for some girls, and I didn't even realize that I was boy crazy, but I was boy crazy when I was a teenager and I was in high school. And you shouldn't be crazy over boys, because trust me, boys are gonna be there when you're in high school, when you are in university, in the workplace. There'll be men, there'll be guys, there'll be boys. So don't focus on boys. Focus on yourself and your personal growth and getting to know who you are, because associating yourself with somebody else as an identity is a flaw, and it can be to your detriment. Next thing is, so I can't see this light, it's like so bright. Yes, the next thing is dating. This goes for both guys and girls. Don't just date. It's not a race. Protect your spirit. So I feel like if you are a Christian like me, you understand what I mean by this. Dating somebody and having an emotional connection means an emotional tie. And in the long run, the more people that you date, the more emotional ties that you have with people all over. And that can cause you to feel some sort of emptiness within you that you don't know how to deal with at such a young age, and even later on in your life. That as a teenager, it's so much harder having to deal with those emotions. And you know for a fact that your parents might not want you to be dating anyway. So let's say you go through a heartbreak. Who are you going to talk to? Your friends? You can talk to your friends, yes. But you need somebody who's got some sort of wisdom, who can counsel you and help you get to a place of happiness. But why go through all of that when you can just avoid it? If you don't really see a future, which you shouldn't be seeing a future in at 13 or even 18, then 18, 19, you sort of have an idea. But like at 13, 14, 15, even 16, like, what future are you seeing with each other? Like, unless it's a purely godly relationship and it's not focused on emotions, there's no reason for you to be dating anyone at that age. Next thing is dedicate time to God. This is a very important thing because a lot of people, that's where they lose it when they're teenagers. They lose their relationship with God when they're teenagers. And it's very sad because they get into the real world and they don't have a moral compass that is guided by their spirit and the convictions of their spirit. So if you don't dedicate time to God as a teenager, when you get into the real world, you can be swayed by anything and you don't really know who you are because you don't know your spiritual identity. But if you know who you are, nothing and no one can shake you. No matter what they say, no matter what they do, they can hold a knife to you. But you're going to say, I've got my sword of the spirit, aka the Holy Bible. Come at me, bro. Come at me. Right. Next thing is stand for what you believe in. This is in terms of anything. If you believe that perhaps feminism is not good, stand for it. But make sure in whatever you stand for, what you believe in, you don't hurt other people. You're allowed to have an opinion, but you're also allowed to agree to disagree. You don't have to force your opinions down anyone's throat, but you should be firm in what you believe in. Respect that other people have other opinions too. And trust me, you'll go far in life once you accept that. Next thing is be a friend. Now, in high school, we are so focused on trying to be cool, popular, the jock, the cheerleading captain, or the hockey captain, or whatever it is, to a point where we actually neglect people and we don't realize that there's some people who don't have friends. So if you go out there and be a friend to somebody that you've never spoken to, you could actually help someone. Somebody could be thinking of committing suicide. Somebody could be thinking of how they don't want to carry on with life. They're so over everything. But if you take time out of your day to just go and greet somebody and have a casual chat with them, you can make a whole world of a difference in someone's life. The next thing is supporting others doesn't dim your shine. Now this thing I feel is very, very crucial. And not just in high school, this applies even outside of high school, university, in the workplace. If you see somebody doing something good with their lives and it's something that you'd support if it was somebody else, support it. Like, you are so ready to support Madonna, who you've never met, who will probably never know you, but you got Maddie in school who is working on her EP or whatever, and you are not even supporting her, and she's close to you, and you don't know, you could actually help develop good business relationships for the future. It's always good to support those around you, because when you build other people up, they can also build you up when you're down. So yeah, don't think that if you're supporting somebody else, it's going to dim your light. Never. Next thing is ease up on the makeup and trying to look like a magazine girl. Like it, you should embrace your natural self. Now look, I know I'm wearing lipstick. That's the only sort of makeup I'm wearing today, and I love to wear makeup. But as a teenager, your skin is still developing. You can get breakouts, so caking on all those products is not good for you and for your body. Like you could create like really bad effects on your skin that you're going to pay for when you're an adult, and it's going to be so much harder because the way that our skin generates as adults is different to when we're children, because as children our skin heals faster, we get a cut, but as an adult, not always. Next thing is don't isolate yourself, right? And I know for those people who actually don't know, I'm an introvert. I'm very loud and I'm outspoken, and it sounds so contradictory, but I love space. I love being alone. And so many times in high school, I kind of felt that I was forced to be with people, and sometimes I'd get home and just isolate myself by not talking to people, not going to social media. Sometimes I take like 3-4 days, and that's okay. But don't get to a point where you're known as the loner. Like, don't isolate yourself. Last thing is don't alienate your parents. Now, as a teenager, I was that person who didn't want to talk to my mom. Like, I didn't care. I didn't feel like she understood what was going on in my life. Like, I was just like in my own little la la land, you know. But don't do that, because our parents have been through everything we've been through. They have seen it all. They've done it all. So you should value the presence in your life, or just the device that they give us, because it's very, the gift of life is amazing. So knowing that you still have your parents around who are willing to help you, care for you, and guide you it's a beautiful thing. So don't alienate your parents. When they are poking their nose in your business, it's because they care about you. You might not realize it then, but as you grow older, you begin to understand why they do the things that they do, why they say the things that they say. It's all out of love and because they want to protect us. So thank you guys for joining me. I had fun sharing these things, and yeah, I really hope to see you soon.